Hello, StarCraft fans! This is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another edition of MidRank Madness! Today, it's going to be a game between Spryte and PacAttack on Odyssey, the latter edition. This is technically from before patch 4.0 for the balance patches, which means Photon Overcharge is still available and all that stuff, but I figured it would be a crying shame if I didn't cast this because it was chosen from a pack of 40 MidRank Madness replays, and this was chosen by my screener, Dawn. All right, in the bottom right-hand corner of the map, it is the red Terran player, Spryte. Or Burgundy. Ho-ho! Let me know in the comments if you understand that one. And in the top left-hand corner of the map, it is the blue Protoss player, PacAttack. Woo! Still trying to get my voice back a little bit. Cast 5.5 hours straight of live StarCraft for Gauntlet's Contender Series on Sunday. I know I said I wasn't casting, but then it turned out that I did. I ended up casting with Jordan. There was a misunderstanding as to what the plan was for Sunday, and I got it figured out eventually, though. So, man, 5.5 hours of StarCraft. It was 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 best of 5 series, maybe 5 best of 5 series. One we skipped, and then a best of 7 final series. It was a lot. It was a lot of StarCraft. All right, both players are opening up gas, double gas here, off of one base, which is not something you see all the time, actually ever. Really, if one player goes double gas, it means they have shenanigans underway, and if both players are opening double gas, it means shenanigans are underway. So usually, double gas for Protoss means Stargate, some kind of quick Void Ray type stuff, and for Terran, it could mean Cyclone, it could mean Banshee, it could mean a Cloak Banshee Rush, which can be fairly devastating, or Mass Oracle, another option here from a PacAttack. So yeah, Oracle is the same as they were before the balance patch. I know they've been kind of up and down. Has that second balance patch come through yet? 4.0 was live for about 36 hours, and Blizzard said, you know what, we're going to change some things. So they got rid of Burrow Fungal Cast from Infestors. They tweaked exactly what type of damage the Oracle does. Some things like that. Change it back to the way it was before. Anyway, it's very confusing, but by this point, I'm wondering if that patch 4.0.1 is out. I'm not sure what they're calling it. It's just so soon after 4.0. Anyway, there is an expansion now going down for PacAttack. SCV scouts it and says, this is a little bit late, or he would think it's a little bit late because of this double gas and all. Immediate Adept from PacAttack, but really no other anything coming in here. So sometimes in MidRank Madness, I can fall into the trap of assuming these guys are GM or pro-level players, which is what I cast most of the time, and say, oh, they've got something planned. But this could just be PacAttack is somewhat unfamiliar with the conventions of PvT, at least in patch 3.9, whatever, and doesn't know that you don't need this much gas early. I mean, I guess he is going for a robotics facility and a Twilight Council here, so perhaps he knows what he's doing. Speaking of players who don't know what they're doing, Into the Void this week is going to be amazing. I got my first batch of replays from players who don't know what they're doing. They basically said, this is like my second time ever playing StarCraft. It was free to play, and I heard about you, and I decided to send you my replay. So very, very excited for that. You should be ready, too. Into the Void on Friday is going to be crazy. It's going to be good. None of these players who know what they're doing for the first 5 minutes of the game and maybe make a couple mistakes along the way. No, these guys, it's gonna be a big educational experience. Let's just say that. So if that's what you're looking for in Into the Void, be sure to tune in on a Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern, as it always is on the channel. Immediate Observer from PacAttack. He's getting Resonating Glaives. He's working on another gateway here. It's going to be some kind of an adept attack, but check out this bunker at the front from Spryte. It is something of a contain. Adept trying to get rid of this Marine that's chasing it. The Adept now going to go in for the Scout. Still no expansion from Spryte, but it's trying to set up this contain. And it's kind of working. No Adept. No map awareness. Map awareness. No. Walks right into that bunker. And this Hellion, who does extra damage versus Adepts because they are light. And Hellions do extra damage versus light units. Almost twice as much damage. 8 versus 14 is a lot. So bunkering the front here is Spryte. I mean, PacAttack's on 2 base. I don't think he really should be too worried about this. Is he getting an Immortal? Yes, an Immortal's fantastic in this situation. They can break down bunkers very quickly. And Hellions do nothing against them. The Marine count, if it gets too high, could be a concern. But otherwise, Marines, tank moving out here across the map here too from Spryte. And still no expansion from Spryte. He's spending his money pretty well, sitting at 80 minerals, period. At the moment of me saying that, obviously it's going to fluctuate a lot because that's what happens in this game. So Adept, I kind of like it. Adept Immortal to break out. Immortal to focus down the bunkers. A third bunker? No, that's a missile turret. Missile turret going down in case a mothership core gets too near. I mean, you have enough Marines and bunkers. I don't think you need a missile turret unless You're worried about cloaked units like Dark Templar coming in here and wrecking you, which, I mean, it's a little early for that. Dark Templar or Dark Shrines take a while to build. I think PacAttack is waiting for 2 Immortals here. 2 Immortals here to go for the break. No, he's going for it with 1 Immortal. All right, so 1 bunker, like I said, going down. Stalker's doing extra damage versus Armored here too. So the bunkers are in trouble. And, yep, Hellion down. Trying to get rid of this tank while simultaneously trying to get the bunkers, I guess. But Widowmine's firing on the Immortal. Immortal doesn't care. He'll absorb Widowmine shots all the live long day. And can this bunker live? The answer is yes with the repair. Hero SCV getting the repair off. Resources lost so far, 1,050 for Spryte and 1,300 for PacAttack. Widowmine's trying to sneak in here, but there's an observer somewhere. Is there an observer somewhere? One of the Widowmines dies before he can burrow, but the other one's still alive and does not get a shot off. Good pull by PacAttack. Just at the last second, you have an observer on the map. I saw you. Oh, it's here. It's way down here in the other person's base, in Spryte's base. Oh, no. Oh, no, indeed. All right, so no mining going on at the natural base here. Still 1 base in it. Is Spryte. Pro tip from Falcon Paladin, expand. Expand. If it's past the 5-minute mark and your 1 base attack did not work, expand. If you have your opponent fairly contained, expand. These are things you need to do. SCV versus Probe fight here at a potential 3rd base from PacAttack. Who's going to win this thing? Usually SCVs win those, yeah, because they can't regen, so they're given a little bit better attack against other workers, whereas probes and drones can get those hit points back to some extent. Woof, Observer comes in. Widowmine dies. Probes go back to work immediately. Pretty good reaction times, I would say, from the Protoss player. Widowmine's problematic. Did you know there was a time that Widowmines, before they fired, did not have those little lines indicating they were about to fire? It was just you'd be walking your units along, and then a Widowmine would kill you. You'd be like, wait, what? What was that? You wouldn't know. It was bad for a while. Widowmine takes out an Immortal. So injured. Got killed by a Widowmine. Not something you see every day here. Missile turret trying to come up. No. Says PacAttack kills the SCV building it too. There's still a bunker remaining. This is a pretty tight fight between these 2 players. I'm enjoying it so far. Blink being researched. What's our Terran player doing? Just making more Widowmines, more tanks, more Marines. When in doubt, keep doing what you're doing. Widowmine kills a Stalker up here. Potential 3rd base location. Missile turret there too. I don't know what the missile turret there is all about. Honestly, cannot tell you. Oh, 3 tanks here. I know Immortals are good, but nope, not against 3 tanks. Widowmine kills an Adept. Everybody gonna die. PacAttack struggling mightily here. Suddenly, he's in a terrible spot. Widowmines continue to creep forward. These tanks could probably push forward too. I guess killing a pylon is not bad. Resources lost. Looking at 2,100 for Spryte compared to 3,200. For PacAttack, he just keeps losing stuff. 9 Stalkers, 6 Adepts, 2 Immortals. It's a lot of things. 9 Marines, 3 tanks, a Hellion. Whoop, Probe. I think I was trying to build another pylon there. Got rocked while I was paying attention to the units. Lost tab. Widowmines. I guess they're burrowed here in case an Oracle or a Void Ray tries to come out of the main and go directly for the Terran base. They're ready to kill it. Kind of like it. Another Widowmine shot here at the front. Again, after patch 4.0, Widowmines will be revealed while they're on cooldown. Oh, repairing a Widowmine is Spryte. Look at him being so cost efficient, being so conscientious of his mechanical units here at the front here. But gotta push in, man. If these tanks are doing nothing, they're doing it wrong. Push in. Rebuild another bunker right here. Get your tanks up here. You don't have to go all the way in, obviously. Don't A-move in there. But if you're going to contain, continue to push the contain. There we go. Another bunker coming up. Widowmine getting hit from range by these Stalkers because... Observer, I guess? Oh, that Observer, right. That Observer right there. Finally expanding is Spryte. It's been done for about a minute now at the 9-minute mark. And Cannon coming up here too, so permanent detection. Going for it, man. Don't walk into these tanks. So many tanks. Stalkers, get out. Stalkers are so bad against tanks. Stalkers really struggle against a lot of things that Terran have. They're not that great against Marines or tanks or Widowmines. Or what else are they really bad against? Marauders. They're also super bad against Marauders. So, I mean, Stalkers are good. They're kind of the backbone of the Protoss army, but against certain things that the Terran player can do, they're just moderately useless. Double Stargate on the way from PacAttack. Finally, about time to do that. And getting a Warp Prism. And there are some idle probes here. You have a rally set up. Just trying to rally his probes out there to that 3rd base location. Ah, going to break out again, but there are 5 tanks here. Let's make it 3. Marines out of bunkers, Marines in bunkers, trying to target fire the tanks while letting the Marines do pretty much whatever they want, which I'm not sure is a recipe for success, as PacAttack is once again forced to retreat inside his natural base. Killed a lot of tanks, though. That was good. 7 tanks have been killed. Current tank count is 3. So if you're trying to make sure the tank count doesn't get to insurmountable number, which I feel like that is what PacAttack is working on, then you got to kill him from time to time, even if you're going to sacrifice your own units. Another tank shows up at the front. More missile turrets here, too. I don't know what the missile turrets are all about. I guess he's worried about Void Rays, possibly. Blink Stalker's getting on top of that tank, taking it out very nicely. Hold up. Did those Widow Mines get a Warp Prism while I wasn't paying attention? Because here's the Warp Prism. He's trying to shuttle his dudes on down. Where do they even come from? Oh, here they are, sneaking down. Sneaking down these stairs. I'm going to burrow right here. And then... Okay, Warp Prism doesn't kill. Just kills the Stalker and a probe. So that was not as bad as it could have been. This Warp Prism full of probes would have been real bad. Real super bad. Stalkers with no attack upgrades at all. Plus 1 attack is just about to complete here for PacAttack, though. And the standoff continues. A slow warp in, because this pylon is not touching a gateway or a nexus. Don't push this with Stalkers, no! Colossus. I think Colossus might be a good idea. I think the Colossus can hit the bunkers without worrying about the tanks. And then once the bunkers are gone, you're pretty much okay to move in there with your Immortals at that point. But, man, Immortal lost count got to be pretty big, too. 5 dead Immortals. Third base warping in here for PacAttack. Widow Mines trying to burrow and do some things and does kill a Stalker, but then gets murdered right back in the face. Music getting intense. Jordan did say this was some of his favorite music in StarCraft 2. When you start a game with this music, it does just kind of get you hyped, right? Can you hear the music? Sometimes I'm not sure if the sound is balanced correctly, but I guess I've heard it depends if you're wearing headphones or not. If you have headphones, you can hear the music well. If it's just your PC speakers, then perhaps it is not as clear, the music. Let me know in the comments anyway, and I'll see what I can do. Maybe bump up the music volume a tiny bit. I know I used to mess with it a lot. I've tried to keep it the same for the last few months because it drives you crazy when it fluctuates and when I'm going into the settings during the cast. But I'm just trying to make this a good experience for y'all. That's the entire goal here. It is Void Rays for PacAttack. When in doubt, man. Void Rays. Dark Templar are also good, but the number of missile turrets here is just... spryte has lost to GTs before, I feel like. Also really good against Void Rays, though. Maybe he's lost to Void Rays before. So this is probably the longest lasting contain I've seen on my channel, no matter what level, honestly. 12 minutes of just straight up contain. Despite the fact that PacAttack's managed to get a third base, which... oh, no, spryte knows about it. Dude, why aren't you... bring a tank over here. Like, hit this mineral line. Do something. I'm content to let the Protoss player have 3 bases, says spryte. It's cool. I won't take a third base of my own either, mind you. I'm going to just sit here, spend all my money, spend all my gas. He's mined out of his main. That is another thing. In 4.0, they increased the mineral counts and gas counts in bases. So you can still have a little bit longer off of 2 or 3 bases than you could in 3.9. Saw that for sure in the Contender Series. Some really great players. Hino, for one, a GM-level Zerg player, and he was able to sit on 3 bases for upwards of 15 minutes. 15 minutes in a GM game. Main base wasn't mined out yet. It was crazy. Kept expecting the Terran player to just win because he was also on 3 bases and had a 4th base, and kept expecting, you know, to just get mined out, but it never happened. Never happened, never happened. It was crazy. spryte decided to take his 3rd base down here just south of PacAttack's natural. Not entirely sure what that's all about. I guess if you want a 3rd base, that's as good a place as any. That's probably what he thought to himself there. Void Rays moving out for PacAttack. Is there any defense against Void Rays down home for spryte? The answer is no. He has a missile turret in the now defunct mineral line of the main base. Not enough. Some tank tries to move into PacAttack's natural, gets murdered by everything. Was that a scouting tank, I suppose? Do you not know exactly what you're going against here? Any upgrades for the Marines? They have +1 attack, which is good. Getting an armory for attacks. I mean, for some upgrades for something, I guess. Void Rays. Dude, don't come from this backside. There's Widow Mines, there's Marines, there's missile turrets. Go attack stuff over here. Go attack stuff over here is what you want to do. Nope, nope. Hanging out is not an option either. Come on, PacAttack, do this thing. Go over to the main base of spryte and murder all of his stuff. Void Rays are kind of like mutas. If they're hanging out, they're doing it wrong. You got to be active with these things. They have to be going somewhere, or defending something, or attacking something. All right, here come the Marines finally deciding to do something about this third base. Void Rays and cannons, enough to shoo them away, though. I think they had it, honestly, with +1 attack. But no stim and no combat shield. Production tab empty for both of these players. This is what MidRank Madness is all about, you guys. Got to keep spending your money. Keep making stuff. Oh, it's a supply block for PacAttack. Keep making pylons. See, this main is mined out here. Yeesh. Even in 15 minutes in a low-level game, you can mine out your main. You can imagine what happened in a GM and Pro level match for sure. Also a question. Would you like me to cast any of this stuff from the WCS Global Finals at BlizzCon? I know it's the older patch. I get that, and so if you just don't want to see that, then I won't cast it. But it's the highest level replays I have access to right now. I mean, it's got Rogue in it, it's got Sue in it. Obviously, it's got Kellizer and Special and all sorts of stuff. Void Rays, meanwhile, attacking into this natural base. And like I said, there's not much here. I guess there's a couple of Widow Mines. Is there any detection for PacAttack? I don't think there's any detection for PacAttack, but this natural base looks like it's going to die. Are you using Prismatic Alignment? No, PacAttack. Use Prismatic Alignment. It actually didn't even matter. They got the command center anyway. I guess when you have 6 of them. Widow Mine fires. Bam, injures the Widow Mine. Void Ray doesn't actually kill it. Tank gone. Missile turret takes out a Void Ray. This Widow Mine's going to fire. It's going to fire on something. Is it going to kill this Widow Mine? Or this Void Ray? It does. Through splash damage, it kills this Void Ray. But now they're using Prismatic Alignment and burning down production facilities of Spryte. That is not good. That is not good at all for the Terran player. You can afford to lose production facilities at this stage of the game. You need to keep making stuff. Spryte attacking into the third base of PacAttack. Finally decides to bring tanks. Should have done this about 10 minutes ago, but that's okay. Void Ray tank trying to defend here. The Stalkers going against the Marines. The Void Ray is getting focused down, and the Void Rays die. Stalkers coming from the other side. Can't quite decide what to attack, and as a result are just kind of getting massacred by these dudes in bunkers, by these dudes not in bunkers. And suddenly our Protoss player is down to exactly 4 Void Rays and a Stalker for his army. He's warping in some additional Stalkers, but not ideal. Oh, baiting the Void Rays into this factory. There's only 3 Void Rays remaining. Marine joining the party. He's going to try to bait 2. Oh, he's baiting 2. Ooh, but too smart this time. Too smart for this time is PacAttack. Is that on? Yes, that's off cooldown. You can Prismatic Alignment this. The Widow Mine is getting burrowed. Void Rays. It's always fun to see Widow Mines used in offensive capabilities instead of just defensive. Just go up and burrow under that air unit. They're not fast enough to fly away, especially if their opponent's not paying attention. Third base for PacAttack is going to die. This is turning into a very low econ game, and by that I mean there's 1 mining base. Spryte has a planetary fortress down here that the Protoss player does not know exists. Problematic, I would say. Oh, wait, no. PacAttack is warping in a base of his own to the right of where his third used to be, up here at the top of the map. So, all right, there's soon to be 2 base to 1 base. But again, nothing there, nothing here. Oh, I guess he sees there's a pylon here, so he has to have an idea there's a base. Has to have an idea. It's 58 to 85 total supply, though. Spryte's down to 10 SCVs. How many has he lost in this game? 18. He's only lost 18, so he hasn't made a whole lot. That's something you have to consider. Widow Mines coming across the map high on their destruction of them Void Rays. Just burrowing. Just, you know what? Oh, no. No. Warp Prism, do not come this way. Do not. Oh, trying to get it. Trying to get the Warp Prism, but there's Stalkers defending and burrow. Not firing on buildings because they don't fire on buildings. I don't know who's going to win this thing. I mean, okay, Army. Let's take a look at Army. It is 25 Marines and a tank. And 8 Widow Mines versus 5 Void Rays. How are there 5 Void Rays? Did he make 5 more Void Rays? It would appear he did. Tank Marine against this Stalker count. Stalker count falling abruptly right now. I think our Terran player might have this. If he can kill this here sneaky base of PacAttack, of which is defending it 2 Stalkers and... Okay, there are 2 Void Rays here. And a Zealot. I would feel better if these Marines had any kind of upgrades. Like Combat Shield and Stim, but there are not, and that's okay. That is A-okay. He's just so indecisive as Spryte. He finally decided to kill the third. Did a good job of it. He knows about this fourth. Isn't really willing to go there. Void Rays picking off. Widow Mine fire. Gets the tank. Big pick off there from PacAttack. Marines versus Stalker. Stalker's actually blinking down to the low ground to try to take this fight. Void Ray is getting rid of them as well. Again, baiting into the Widow Mines, and the Marines end up surviving a little bit, but suddenly Protoss player in a great position. Widow Mines continuing to fire. No regard for Protoss life at all, but finally getting taken down. They have injured a lot of stuff here, but at 73 to 22 total supply, what does our Terran player have by way of units? He's got 4 Marines, a tank, and a Viking, and it looks like most of them are here in the middle of the map. Resources lost, 12,000 for the Terran player compared to a full 18,000 for the Protoss so far. He's got a sneaky base up top right that is done. He's got 40 probes. Where are they? There have to be a whole ton of idle probes. Ah, yeah, well, there's a bunch here at the natural. Well, I mean, I guess they're here is where they are. I'm going to try to warp prism them in. Warp prism them over to PacAttack's secret base at the top right here. I think it's a 4th at this point. I don't know. Maybe it's a 5th. Seems like it absolutely could be a 5th. Vikings joining the party. Marines too. Are these dudes long distance mining gas? Holy smokes. Spryte has SCV's long distance mining gas from, I think, the natural base of Spryte all the way up to the very sneaky base on the left side of the map. But move the command center, the orbital command, over to the natural, so now they shouldn't have to make that trip anymore, which is good. Which is good for them. I mean, at this point, Spryte, I don't know if you can do this thing, man. You're down 46 to 16 harvesters, and maybe a Terran player could come back from that if they were really good at this game and with mules. But, I mean, Spryte is a Terran player, and he does have mules, but I'm not entirely sure he knows how to use them. Does he? Oh, good. He just tossed them down. Spryte does know about mules. It's all good. It is all good. Stalker's tossing down, and this is blockade, shooting it down. You know, one of my favorite animations of the game here is when this thing gets destroyed. It's kind of funny. The shield gets killed, and you'd think that the wall would just die, like it explode, but then it just goes, yoop, and hides. I'm going to hide down here so you guys can't shoot me. How's that sound? Good, good, great. Great and good. Are we coming down to a final confrontation here? Vikings, I honestly don't know why you have Vikings, unless it's to deal with the Void Rays, of which there are currently... Whoa, there are 7? Where is he? Just keeps making them. Where are they? Void Rays, where are you? Ah, here you are, heading south. This time bringing observers. Like the good, smart Void Ray pilots that you are. Going to come on down and try to murder this natural base. And will do nicely, as there are exactly 2 Marines here to defend. They think about defending and decide, never mind, we could be better used elsewhere, rather than throwing our lives away for this natural base. Here we go. Vikings, pretty good answer to the Void Rays, especially if the Void Rays don't have prismatic alignment anymore. Oh, the Void Rays are in trouble. The Viking was beautiful choice from Spryte. I questioned it initially, but it was amazing. Are they faster than the Void Rays too? It looks like they are. 3.5 move speed and 3.85 move speed. Just barely faster than Void Rays, but they decide not to chase them down, which perhaps was a bit of a mistake. Man, landed Vikings too do that extra bonus damage versus mechanical, and it's mostly Stalker here from PacAttack right now. PacAttack decides not to hide. He decides to head on down south with all of his Stalkers, plus 1 attack on those Stalkers. Trying to expand to this gold base. Here we go. Stalker Void Ray against these dudes, blinking on in, getting rid of the tank. Good target fire in there, getting rid of the Marines, recognizing once the Marines are gone, it's just Viking, landing the Vikings. And that might have been a mistake if there's still a Void Ray, and that's the rage quit from Spryte. Spryte is defeated, and PacAttack is your winner. That was a crazy down-to-the-wire game there. Excellent job by PacAttack, keeping his cool. Keeping his cool. Never quite broke this contain. He just kind of sneaked around it, mostly expanding other places, sending Void Rays down to kill the Terran player. I mean, that was an entertaining game of MidRank Madness, to be sure. So 16,000 resources lost for Spryte and 22 lost for PacAttack. But sometimes it's not about resources lost. Sometimes it's about how many bases you took and how many fights you won, including the last one. So great job by PacAttack, and that's going to be it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin, coming to you with yet another edition of MidRank Madness. Go ahead and hit that like button. Hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, and Patreon, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.
Before us, our honor guides us. Me with you, you with me. We are as one. Justice, our duty is unending. I feel your presence. We are as one. Sense of soul, the soul in search of the answers. May the gods watch over you. Inshallah, adu. Ascension is before us. Our honor guides us. Me with you, you with me. We are as one. I sense a soul, a soul in search of the answers. May the gods watch over you. Kushala adu. Search of the answers. May the gods watch over you. Kushala adu. I sense a soul. Search of